Hey guys, and welcome back to the J2O channel, and in today's video we are going to be talking centre backs, whether they're linked to Chelsea or the centre backs at Chelsea. It's a Chelsea News Daily video. We're going to be talking Antonio Rudiger and new contract talks. The same will go for Andreas Christensen. There's links to Konate of RB Leipzig and more links to Gimenez, Hakimi and another player that I can't remember. Oh, Nicolas Saul as well. So yeah, if you do enjoy this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on those post notifications so when I upload, you obviously know already. And yeah, let's get into this. So guys, the first story we're going to be talking about is Antonio Rudiger. It was reported from Football Insider that Chelsea want to renew Antonio Rudiger's contract and make it long-term ahead of the summer. Although it's reported also that Tottenham could be on alert if a deal cannot be agreed. And Antonio Rudiger himself is keen to renew his deal. And to be honest with you, in my opinion, I wouldn't really mind if Antonio Rudiger stayed. He's one of my personal favourite Chelsea players at the club. I think he's a good centre-back. I felt like last season people scapegoated him for no reason. I understand he came back from an injury and he had his moments, but people just forget like how good he was before then. And now that everyone recognises how good he is, I wouldn't mind if he stayed. He's 28 years old, he's experienced, he's an international, he's a good centre-back, he's got the heart, the grit, the determination, the passion. And to be honest with you guys, that's what I need at my club. I need somebody who's going to fight, you know what I mean? Like, who's going to give sort of everything for the badge. And I see that in Rudiger. I see the passion, I see the leadership in him, I see it in his face. Do you understand? So yeah, if Rudiger does sign a new deal, I would personally be happy with it. And yeah, that's my thoughts on Antonio Rudiger and the reports of him getting a new contract extension at Chelsea. And yeah, let's move on to our next story, which is Andreas Christensen. So the next story we're going to talk about is involving Andreas Christensen. And after his recent performances for us in a blue shirt, I've been very impressed with him. The remontada from this man has been unbelievable alongside Rudiger. And considering him and Rudiger, their contracts expire in 2022, and the reports that are coming out from Matt Law this time have stated that clubs are monitoring Andreas Christensen's situation at Chelsea in terms of his contract, which is why Chelsea want to renew his deal and extend it further, probably long term as well. And then Nizar Cancella went further on and reported that the likes of AC Milan and those clubs would be interested in Andreas Christensen, and that is why Chelsea want to extend his deal. And again, there's another one in my opinion that I've always said I've never really rated him. But then it's made me realise that actually I don't know why I didn't rate him. It was probably because of he wasn't consistent. People thought he's weak, he's not strong enough, and he's proven that he can do it. And for me, he's just another one like Rudiger, where it's like these two have shown to me that they can do it. They really can do it. I know people are going to say, oh, it's a back three, it's what gets the best out of both of them. Yes, I understand that's what gets the best out of both of them, but let's not act like they both haven't performed in a back four, please. Please. And Christensen, under Conte 17-18, won Young Player of the Year because he was brilliant that season. Remember when Conte had his bust up with David Luiz and Brooke Christensen in, and he was phenomenal. It's just, with Christensen, it's the confidence. If you give him confidence, he'll flourish. And for me, he's one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League right now, alongside Rudiger. And again, I just wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind if he stayed at Chelsea, because if this is what we're getting with him, why not? Why shouldn't he stay? Why shouldn't he stay? I just want somebody to explain to me why Christensen shouldn't stay. If anybody in the comments, that knows about Chelsea, why should he stay? Why should he go, sorry? Like, if you think he should go, why should he? If you know what I mean. Because in my opinion, he's just shown to me, but it's just up here. And if he's got it up here, mentally, he'll be calm. Because he is a good centre-back. On the ball, he's good. Physically, he's good. Aerial duels, he wins them. Same goes with Rudiger. Both of their contracts expire in 2022, so I'd say keep them both. And that leads on sort of to my next story about Konate, who's been strongly linked to Chelsea, because Chelsea sort of want a young, experienced centre-back, and Konate is like one of the options alongside Gimenez and Nicolas Saul. And I'm sorry, I'm thinking, if we don't sign a centre-back, would I be mad? I actually wouldn't, because I think we need a defensive midfielder more, and I think we need a striker more than a centre-back, especially if these guys are performing, you know. I'm sorry to say this, and I love Frank Lampard, I love him, don't get it twisted, but I genuinely think he made some of these players look bad. Like, he made the fan base think that some of these players were bad. For me, it's Christensen, Rudiger, Jorginho, and to a certain extent, Mateo Kovacic. So I'm going to go with the first three names I mentioned, those three. Like, those three have been brilliant, and it just shows, if you give them confidence, if you build a system that complements them, they will play well. Clearly, under Lampard, maybe they just didn't understand what he wanted him to do and all of this stuff. But for me personally, if Christensen signs a new deal, I'm taking that anyway. So yeah, we're gonna delve deeper into the Konate links as well. So yeah, let's get into that right now. So guys, with Konate, it's the case of this. So Bild, CFC Bayern Bild, had come out and reported that Chelsea are still interested in Konate. They like him, obviously, and they're keeping an eye on him for next season as well. So that's an interesting rumor, because I know it was Upamecano, which is the club. The club wanted Upamecano, and obviously we can't get him now because it's pretty much confirmed that he's going to Bayern Munich. Just to give you more insight on Konate, he's a 21-year-old French centre back playing for German club RB Leipzig. He ain't made as many appearances for them as an Upamecano, but he has been a good player for them, in my opinion. And just to delve deeper into it, France Football also came out saying that Konate has realised that Chelsea basically are interested in him, and it pretty much flatters him, and Chelsea are really considering him for next season. And that leads on to Chelsea's wish list, which came out from Simon Johnson, saying Chelsea want an imposing centre-back that can lead and dominate the back line. And the three on their wish list is Konate himself, Jose Gimenez, and Nicolas Saul. Now, in my opinion, out of the three, who would I want the most? Gimenez, for me, because Gimenez, he's done it at the top level. He plays for Atletico Madrid. He knows what defending's about. He plays for probably the most defensive manager I've ever seen in my lifetime, in Diego Simeone. More defensive than Jose, can you believe that? And yeah, I just think he's a 26, 27-year-old centre-back, very experienced. He's still young for his age, and especially for his position. And I think he's world-class. Konate, 21. I don't know if he's ready. I'm not quite sure. I've seen Upamecano struggle, and people say he's the better centre-back. So with Konate, it's the case of, do we really need him now? In my opinion, with the way Christensen and Rudiger have been going, I'm not sure. I would rather probably keep those two if they keep going in their hot form that they've been going on for the past couple of weeks since Thomas Tuchel's come in. And Nicolas Saul, I've seen this guy play. For me, don't bring him in. I'm just not a fan. That's just me personally. I'm not a fan of Nicolas Saul. He'd probably be like one of the last options I see. For me, he's not quick enough. Yes, he's good on the ball, and he suffered an ACL injury. Unfortunately for him, I think it was a year ago. I think this was the season he came back. And obviously, it's going to take time to obviously get back to full speed. But in my opinion, just for my preference, I'd rather have Gimenez and Konate over Nicolas Saul. So, yeah, it's interesting how Chelsea want a young, imposing centre-back that can lead. Showing that maybe they don't think, except for Thiago Silva, Zuma, Christensen and Rudiger are not those guys who can possibly, after Thiago Silva leads, can be the future of the back line, can be the leader, take that responsibility. And I see where they're coming. I see where the club could come from if that was the case. And yeah, this centre back situation is going to be crazy this summer because for me, in a way, I just wouldn't be mad if we didn't get one. But if Gimenez is on the table, I would take him. But at the same time, the guy's going to cost up to 100 million, which is probably why Konate has the stronger links to us than a Gimenez, because Konate will probably cost what? I would say at best 40 million, in my opinion. If Upamecano is going to go to Bayern Munich for 42 million, which is in his release clause. So we're just going to have to see how the progress goes, because, boy, it's a headache for probably the board and the manager, because they're thinking, Christensen's been good for me, Rudiger's been good for me, Zuma's a good centre-back, Thiago Silva stays, he's a leader, he's world-class. The guy's won countless trophies, but we still need a centre-back. And that just shows to me that maybe they've had enough of maybe a Rudiger or even a Christensen, but I don't know. It would just be interesting. Maybe it's Zuma who goes, because if Christensen and Rudiger are the ones linked to have a new contract extension, then what happens with Zuma? Who knows? So yeah, guys, those are like my thoughts on the whole centre-back situation. You tell me, guys, what you think of the Gimenez, Saul or Konate. Which one of the three would you take? And then the Rudiger and Christensen contract situation. Tell me what you think as well of that. And yeah, let's move on to our last story quickly, and that is Hakimi. And quickly, guys, on our last story, we're going to talk about a report that came up from the Telegraph saying that Achraf Hakimi is linked to Chelsea and Arsenal because there's sort of like a financial situation going on at Milan. Inter Milan, it's peak for them because it's reported to come out that they hadn't paid one of the clauses for Lukaku, and now they have to pay like the rest of the money that they owe owe to Manchester United for Lukaku, which is 42 million. And they also missed out on one of the payments for Hakimi to Real Madrid, as in, like, obviously they bought him and they paid the fees and clauses, and they've missed one of their payments to Real Madrid because they bought Hakimi. So yeah, Inter Milan this summer might have to sell a few big players because financially they're in a very bad situation. And me personally, I'm taking Hakimi, and it's good competition for Reece James, because let's put it this way, if we're playing a 5 at the back, who would you rather be at right wing back, Hakimi or Reece James? Me personally, Hakimi. But if it's a flat back 4, who would you rather have, Hakimi or Reece James in a flat back 4? It's Reece James. And plus, people act like Hakimi can't play right back. I think he can. I just don't think you've seen him really do it yet. Come on, I mean, any right wing back should be able to play right back, in my opinion. Well, that's if you're not like a left winger or right winger, you know. If you're sort of more of you're known for as a right back, but you can really do well at right wing back, then for me, a player of Hakimi's type should be able to play at right wing back. And if he's picking between Chelsea and Arsenal to go to, I mean, is that really a hard decision? I mean, Arsenal is sitting down in 10th. I mean, sorry if any Arsenal fans, but watching this video, but it's peak for you, man. I mean, yeah, move. London's blue and that, you get me. So, yeah, with Hakimi, those are the links to him. I would take him. The fee would probably be, what, 40 million for him, because they need the money, and they're not going to sell him on a massive fee because, well, they're in turmoil in terms of, like, the financial situation. So, yeah, that's the news on Hakimi, and that will conclude the end of this video as well. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you like, comment, share this video to as many people as you want. I'd really appreciate that. And most importantly, subscribe to my channel. Tell me, comments below, your thoughts on Gimenez, Konate and Saul, which are the 3 you take. The Rudiger and Christensen contract situations, would you be happy if they signed a new deal, in your opinion? And would you take Achraf Hakimi off of Inter Milan? And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Peace!